Hi students, now we have to uh, learn about Kelvin's double bridge. Okay, in previous class we have to discuss Kelvin bridge. Now we have to learn about Kelvin double bridge. So what is the main difference between Kelvin double bridge and normal Kelvin bridge means? It's having a some additional resistance are included here. Okay, here the name is double, so here the maybe here P and Q and R as 4 resistance arm is there, and we have to find out the unknown resistance R. Okay, and now he here we have to additionally add the resistance small p and small q parallelly in that circuit. Okay, so here double bridge will be created. Okay, here P and P, Q and Q. So here double bridge arrangement will be created. So then only it will named as Kelvin double bridge. So this bridge principle is not a practical way and way of desired result. Okay, it's a normal Kelvin bridge. We can find out the resistance value desired, because Kelvin bridge also used to measure the low resistance value. Okay, and practically it's difficult to construct the Kelvin double bridge, and because the next point indicate there is some difficulty for determining the galvanometer connection in normal Kelvin bridge. Okay, so what is the difficulty means? Wait, I will show the diagram here. So here is the bridge arrangement. Here P and Q resistance, and here R and S resistance. S is the standard resistance and R is the unknown resistance. Here the galvanometer is connected between the lead of the resistance wire R and S. So the galvanometer wire should be placed either here, maybe like the M and N, or otherwise you can place D. So here some additional resistance will be added into the circuit. That resistance is mentioned as small r. So we have to connect the galvanometer from one end is a B, because that end is no problem. Here that end will be difficult to set the point. So it's a major difficulty, because you have to place the galvanometer position in N position, mean maybe you have to connect the N position, means that R resistance value should be added with small r resistance. So the resistance value will be high. Maybe you have to place the galvanometer position in M position, means so these resistance will be added with the standard resistance value. So here the R resistance is the very lowest value. So here we have to find out the resistance value R, either high or low, maybe it is deviated. Okay, some deviation is there, we can't able to find out the exact value. So there is a major drawback in Kelvin bridge. So to overcome this problem, we have to move Kelvin double bridge. So we have to remove the resistance, that position, galvanometer position. So we have to, so here also the galvanometer should be placed B and D. So that point also here will be created. Okay, just we have to connect B and D. The same point will be created here, but that variable resistance should be avoided here. So how to avoid mean, we have to construct parallel bridge, maybe double bridge arrangement should be created here. So to overcome the additional resistance will be added into the circuit. Okay, so we can't able to consider that resistance, just we have to focus on the R resistance, that's all. Okay, and to avoid the difficulty, two resistance P and Q connected between the point M and N. Here M and N, we have to connect the small p and small q resistance, and the galvanometer can be connected to the junctions of the resistors. It gives the actual Kelvin bridge arrangement. Actually it's the same circuit as Kelvin bridge, but here additionally we have to add the two resistance in the point of M and N. So here the galvanometer should be placed B and D point, and the remaining all the arrangement is same as Kelvin bridge. So it contains the idea of a second set of ratio arms, and hence it obtained the name of double bridge. So it can be same as capital P and capital Q. So here the same set of arrangement will be arranged parallelly. So it can be it can be called a name as Kelvin double bridge. It uses 4 terminal resistors for the low resistance arm. So here 4 resistance arms to be connected here. Here 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 4 resistance arms to be connected in the lowest resistance, because we have to find the value of unknown resistance R. So this is a very lowest value. The Kelvin double bridge or Kelvin bridge, both bridge can be used to measure the very lowest value, okay, below 1 ohm resistance. Okay, maybe you can measure the 0.1 ohm, 0.001 ohm. Maybe just we have to measure the very lowest resistance value. And first set of ratio arm is P and Q. So here P and Q should be connected A and C point, and it's the one set of arm. And the second set of arm is small p and small q. Small p and small q should be connected across M and N point. Okay, and used to connect the galvanometer point D and point D in between B. Okay, at appropriate potential between points M and N. So here the galvanometer, it should be connected across the M and N point. So that is the point is D, and it should be connected across the B and D. Okay, and it can be used to eliminate the effect of connecting lead of resistance R between R and C. So here we can eliminate, because just you have to consider the previous Kelvin bridge, that resistance value. So here we have to connect the galvanometer here. So here the resistance value R should be connected R1 and R2. So here we have to avoid the connection. Okay, wait, I will clear that. So in normal Kelvin bridge, so here these arrangements is not available. P and Q is not available. That galvanometer directly connected to here. That's the resistance value. This is unknown resistance. This is a standard resistance, and it should be connected across here. So that resistance value, that is the total value is R. So it is divided by R1 plus R2. So here our actual resistance value R should be added with R1. So we can't able to exact one. Some additional resistance will be added into the circuit due to the resistive lead. Okay, that's the major reason. So here in Kelvin double bridge, that arrangement will be eliminated. So here we have to create another set of resistance parallel to the main resistance arm. So here the double bridge arrangement should be connected. So here we have to avoid that connection. So we have to connect the galvanometer here itself. Okay, and the ratio of P and Q is made equal to and capital P and capital Q. So we can select the ratio of the resistance here. Okay, both value, the ratio is equal. So we have to place a different ratio mean, so the galvanometer will not balanced. So for example, here is the 5 ohm means, here is a P is a 5 ohm, so Q is a 10 ohm, and here small p is a 2 ohm, here 2 ohm small p, and small q is a 4 ohm. Because just you can take a ratio here, 1 is a double time. Okay, 5 into 2, 10. So 1 is to 2 ratio. 1 is to 2 ratio in capital P and capital Q. And here you can take small p and q. Here 2 ohm is a 1 and small q is a 4. So 1 into 2 into 2, 4. So 1 is to 2. So here is the ratio of capital P and Q is 1 is to 2. And here the ratio of small p and small q also 1 is to 2. So the ratio of small p and q is made equal to capital P and capital Q. So that is the ratio is equal. Just you have to select the resistance in equal ratios, and only that circuit will be balanced. Otherwise the circuit will not balance. Okay, maybe just we have to using a balanced resistance here. Just you can adjust that the circuit will be balanced. Okay, maybe you can choose different resistance, mean different ratio, means the circuit will not balance, because any one resistance it is not balanced, mean the current will be flowing through that circuit, so the galvanometer will not come to zero value. So you can select proper ratio, and here there is no current through the galvanometer under balance condition. So when the bridge is balanced means, so there is no current flow through the galvanometer because the circuit is balanced condition, and it means that the voltage drop between A and B, that means EAB, is equal to the voltage drop across EAMD. Okay, wait, I will, maybe the voltage across, when the circuit is balanced condition, mean the voltage drop between EAB, that means A and B terminal, and AMD terminal. Okay, just see the diagram here, and wait, I will clear that. So here the voltage across EAB, okay, EAB, okay, that's we got to see here, EAB is equal to the voltage drop across EAMD. Okay, because here two resistance are there, E, that's the E is the input voltage, EAB. Okay, voltage across this point is equivalent to voltage across EAMD. So EAMD. Okay, here voltage across this point. So because these 2 points are parallel, like a parallel point. Okay, so because voltage is common for parallel, can measure the voltage across any parallel circuit, it should be same. So here the voltage drop across EAB is equivalent to EAMD. So it is a first that is the first major point. So here we have to find out the value of EAB and EAMD. So we can find out the value of EAB and EAMD in balanced condition. At the time we have to calculate the value of unknown resistance. So here EAB is equivalent to P by P plus Q into EAC. Why it can be represented here means, here EAB is equal to so here it's EAB is equivalent to EAC. So maybe just you got that point, and that point, and that point, and that point, both are equal because it's a balanced condition. Okay, so EAB is equivalent to EAC. Okay, both are equal. Here also equal. At the same time, here the two resistance will be added. Okay, P and Q, the resistance will be included. So the total impedance we have to calculate that. So the total impedance is maybe EAB is equivalent to EAC into, here the total resistance across that point is a P, and here the total impedance P plus Q, because two resistance should be added series into the circuit, and already you got to study in circuit theory the the value of impedance should be calculated in series circuit. Maybe you can take a P and Q, mean the total impedance is P divided by P plus Q into EAC. Okay, EAC is nothing but voltage drop across that point EA, that means the voltage here E should becomes here, and A and C. So voltage drop across that area and that area should be equal, but here the two resistance will be added in the circuit because that voltage EAB should be going through the P resistance and Q resistance and comes to here. So we can consider that two impedance value, because impedance is nothing but opposing property, because the voltage drop will be occurred here. Thus you have to series impedance to be take place here, and you have to include the value of impedance. Okay, and so that can be mentioned here P by P plus Q into EAC, and just after that is you can take equation number 1, and you can find out the value of EAC. Okay, EAC equal to using a normal Ohm's law formula, V equal to I into R formula, V equal to IR formula. So here you can take a current I because the current will be flowing through the here. Okay, now we got to find out the value of EAC, the voltage drop across that area. So here the current I will be flowing through that. Here the resistance R is there and the resistance S should be available, and that resistance lead R will be available here. Okay, I will explain. So here I into R. So here I can, because the I will be flowing through the series circuit, so I is a common, so I will take I is a common point here. Here R plus S into small p plus q into R divided by PQR. That means here the resistance value R and here the resistance value S, so R plus S you can consider that. After that, in between, okay, in between, I will clear that, in between that area, the M2, small p and small q, these two resistance are series, and that resistance, okay, that is the resistance lead, that is the wire, it is smaller. So here PQ and small r is a parallel. Okay, so here P plus Q both are series, so we can P plus Q, we have to add the value, and parallel with R, so parallel with small resistance R. That resistance is nothing but wire, just you have to take the resistive lead wire and it should be parallel with these two resistance. So it can be taken as R plus S into P plus Q. Parallel means it's multiplied and divided by the total resistance P plus Q plus R. So this is you can take equation number 2, and you can find out next value EAMD. Okay, you can consider that you can find out the value of EAC. So over you can take equation number 2, and you can find out the EAMD. So here EAMD is nothing but you can find the value EAMD. So you can calculate that value. So here you can take the current will be flowing through the same circuits. Here also the current I will be flowing through that. So here you can take I into same formula, I into R. So here R is nothing but capital. First you can the current is maybe flowing through that unknown resistance value R plus, because that current will be here that point EAMD means, so here in that point also same current will be flowing through that point. Okay, EAB, that point also, and here that current will be flowing through the resistance here and M and D point through small p. So you can consider that resistance R plus P by P plus Q is the impedance. Here the total resistance P plus Q parallel with R. So that's the same that's what you can put here, and the same will be appear here, but it should be multiplied with the parallel resistance. Okay, the parallel impedance, so P, capital P by P plus Q. Okay, so here capital P divided by that resistance should be parallel, it should be available here, P by P plus Q. You can take the value capital P by P plus Q, and P plus Q parallel with R and PQ remaining is the same, and you can multiply that and you can expand the equation. So here P into, you can multiply P into R, that's PR, and P plus Q, and here P plus Q, and here P plus Q plus R, that will same will be here, and common P plus Q, so common value just you have to cancel, and the value of EAMD equal to I into R plus PR divided by P plus Q plus R. So you can take equation number 3 and you can solve the equation. That's all. We have to find out the voltage across EAB and EAMD, and you can equate, because the circuit is balanced, you can equate and you can solve the equation, and we have to find out the value of unknown resistance value. So for the 0 galvanometer deflection, EAB is equivalent to EAMD. So here EAB is equivalent to P by P plus Q into EAC. So here EAC is already, we have to find out the value I into R plus S plus P plus small q into small r divided by small p plus small q plus r equal to EAMD. So EAMD here we have to find the value. Just we can substitute here I into capital R plus PR divided by P plus Q plus R, and you can expand the equation. Okay, that's all. And you can take the P capital P by P plus Q into I. Just you can multiply that. Okay, so that is a we can take a LCM. Okay, so here PQR is the denominator value, so we can take LCM for that value. Okay, R plus S. Okay, just so the P plus Q plus R into capital R, and the small p plus small q plus R into capital S, and the same P plus Q into R divided by small p q plus R. And also same here, it's a denominator value, just you can take LCM for that resistance capital R. So I into small p plus small q plus small r into R plus PR. And you can take additionally you have to elaborate the equation. So here the common I into P by P plus Q, and here the denominator values both are same. Okay, both end is same, so we can eliminate the value small p plus small q plus r both side, either right hand side and left hand side. And here I into capital P by capital P plus Q into P plus Q plus R into so here is the same value. Here P plus Q plus R same, here P plus Q plus R same, just you can take a common, and here R and S is there, so R plus S, and here's P plus Q into R, and here I into you can take a because the same value P plus Q plus R into capital R into PR. So here current in left hand side and right hand side, the current is there, both I, just you can replace because both are same component, I have to replace that. And here you can, the denominator value P plus Q should be going for multiplication of that side, of the right hand side. So here capital P into P plus Q plus R into R capital R plus S plus small p plus q into small r equal to, so here the denominator value, it is going to multiplication here right hand side, so capital P plus Q into small p plus q plus R into capital R plus PR. And here we can multiply that. Okay, just we can each and every term we have to multiply that. So small p into R, okay, p into R, and here p into S, so small p capital R plus small p into S capital S plus, next you have to multiply q with R, small q into capital R plus small q into capital S plus small r into capital R, small r into capital R, small r into capital S, so RS plus can multiply that this value small p into R PR plus small q into R QR, so equal to the same here also, the R will be multiplied here, so small p into capital R plus small q into capital R and small r into capital R and plus PR. And you can here you can multiply that. Okay, here p is there and capital P is a common value, you can multiply all the term, so capital P plus PR you can multiply with p by every term. Okay, here p with every term we have to multiply with capital P. And here can multiply with capital P with QPR. Okay, so PR into this is a small p capital R, you can multiply with capital P, so capital P small PR and again P multiply with QR, capital P small QR and P multiply with capital P into small r into R and capital P multiply with here capital P small p into R plus Q, just you can multiply with Q, also parallel you have to multiply with Q, and you can cancel all the terms. Okay, parallel terms. Okay, here capital P small PR both are cancelled, so capital P small q capital R, capital P small q R can cancel, so we have to cancel all the common terms in left hand side, that LS side and RS side, just you can cancel all the common term in both left hand side and right hand side. So the remaining equation is here PPS, that means capital P and capital PQS and capital PRS and capital PQR. So here the common P is the common, just you can take a common P value outside, and the PS and QS and RS and QR in the left hand side. And the same as here, you can take common as Q. So here Q is the common point, common variable for all the terms, so you can take a common, and the PR plus QR plus RR plus PR. Okay, and you can multiply that, or maybe you can take the same equation here, and here you can take a common point. Here is the S is the common point here, so you can take a common point S. So here PP and PQ and PR plus PQ. It's a different term because there is no S term, so you cannot consider that. And here you can take common point R value, because why we need take a common S and R point mean, so we need S, we need R unknown resistance, and S is standard resistance, and remaining resistance P and Q already we know, so that we have to find out the resistance value R. So then only we have to take the common term value R. So remaining value PR, QR and RR and QPR. Okay, you can take common value, and can take a, so can take that value here R QP plus Q, capital QP and capital QQ plus capital QR. Can take this value, it's a, can keep that value, and you can change that value, should be moved here, so it should be minus. Here is the plus, and here it's going for left hand side, can change as minus value. So here RQP, right, here is the Q is the common point, here Q is the common point, so I can take a Q outside, so RQ. So here small p, small q, small r, and here also we can take the common point, common value. Wait, I will clear that. So here you can take a common point, small p, small q and small r, you can take common. So here capital P is there, okay, because capital P is the common for all, so S into P, because you have to common value of small p, small q, small r, can take the value. So PQR plus into here S into P, it's the one term, and we case another term is a PS plus PQR and minus QPR. Okay, so here R, small r is a common term, you can take a small r. So here capital PQ minus capital Q into P divided by because you can take a common value for this term means, so here PQR is available, here P plus Q plus not available, so it should be go for here dividing section. Okay, so in the term, so here we have to divide the PQR because the total area, total variable, so here in common value we can take the common value small p plus q plus r, but here in the term small p plus q plus r not available here, so it should be go for denominator. Okay, so we have to multiply and denominator same, because these two are cancelled, that's all. Okay, so we have to multiply and denominate, multiply and divide should be equal, so they have to create here. Okay, and here so the, because this common value p plus q plus r, this p plus q plus r both are same, so in left hand side, right hand side we have to eliminate that. So here RQ, capital RQ, and here capital PS plus R into capital P small q minus capital Q small p divided by p plus q plus r. Okay, so we need the value of resistance R. Okay, so we need the unknown resistance value, so that q should be going denominator here. Okay, in left hand side means going denominator, so here PS divided by Q. So here some one step will be, I have to skip that and I have to write that. Wait, I have to explain how it can be came in the format means. So here the Q will be come denominator here. Okay, P by PS by q. At the same time, here also the q will be common for this term also. Okay, this term also the q will be common. So here that equation should be expanded here. Capital Ps divided by capital Q plus small r into capital P Q minus capital Q small p divided by Q into P plus Q plus or small p plus small q plus small r. So we can expand the equation here. So here the same capital P by S divided by Q plus R capital P, just we have to multiply that, R P Q divided by, because this is the one term, okay, R P Q divided by the same value, okay, Q into P plus Q plus R, P plus Q plus R. Here minus, again you have to multiply with R Q capital Q small p divided by same value Q divided by Q into, because it's common one, because this denominator will be common for that variable and that variable. So capital Q into P plus Q plus R, small p small q plus small r. So here capital P S divided by Q. So these two value, this value, meaning there is no change. So here capital R, small r, capital P Q, and because here denominator Q into P plus Q plus R. Okay, because there is any changes here. So here small r capital Q P divided by capital Q into P plus Q plus R. So Q is common here, can eliminate this. Okay, so the remaining equation will be take place, and Ps divided by Q plus I can take because these two variables, I can take the common value QR. Okay, I will take a QR, but here R is available, here Q is not available. Okay, so I have to multiply with and divided by the value of Q. That's all. So here 8. So I will write here capital Ps divided by Q plus, I can take the common one, because here also P plus Q plus are there, and here also P plus Q plus are there, and here it's a common term, it will be taken here, and numerator here small r capital P small q is there, and here small r and only small p is there. Okay, so here I can take here R is our common point, R is a common point, so I will take a so I will take a common point RQR. So I will take a QR, is I will take the QR, so it's a Q and is R is a common point, but here R is there but Q is not there. Okay, so you can divided by the small q, that will be eliminated here. Okay, so I will write that QR, I will take a QR divided by P plus Q plus R. Okay, how that value will arrive means small p plus small q plus small r. This is a common value. So I will take common value, and here I will take a small r and q. Small r and q is a common value. So here what is the value available here? Capital P and divided by, because the small p, small q, small r is a common point. So here q is there. So here numerator is a capital P and denominator capital Q is there. And minus. So here common value here r is there. Okay, here I will take r is a common value. So r will be common, no problem. And here only p is there. Okay, but here I will take a common value is q. So here q is not there. Okay, here in numerator q, small q is not there. So you can avoid that. Can divide by q. So it should be cancel. Okay, it should be cancel. Okay, you can, whenever you got to multiply that, the q will be eliminated. So you can get q r p means small q small r p means q cancel, r p is there, small r and p is there. Okay, so that is a, I can take common value small q is there, but small q is not available here. So I can take a divided, that's a multiply and divided system, that's all. Okay, so whenever that equation will be multiply that value, so it should be q will be eliminated, that's all. Okay, so here we will get a equation small q into small r divided by small p plus small q plus r into capital P divided by q minus small p divided by small q. Okay, you can take equation number 4. Okay, just we have to give an order number, equation number 4. And already we have to told that here that ratio of p by q and capital P by q and small p by q is equal. So the ratio is equal means, so the ratio is equal if p by q, capital P by q equal to small p by q means both are same. Okay, maybe here you can take it is a 1, maybe this ratio is p by q ratio is 1 and p by q, because both ratios same. Okay, it is also 1. So 1 minus 1 0. So here 0 means 0 multiplied by anything is 0. So the total term is cancelled. So here the total term is cancelled, because here the ratio between capital P divided by Q minus small p divided by small q. So you can take the ratio is equal means both are equal means it is like a 0. So the 0 can be multiplied with any term, that is also 0. So the both term will be cancelled. So here what is the remaining balanced variable? Small capital R equal to P by Q into S. So we have to find out the value of unknown resistance equal to P divided by P is the known value and Q also known value, okay, into standard resistance value. So that is the equivalent value of unknown resistance when the bridge is balanced condition. So here our concept is to find the unknown value of resistance, and here we are not consider that that resistance value small r. Okay, that small r we are not consider that. Okay, in previous one, okay, in previous Kelvin bridge we have to up to finishing end we have to consider that small r, and also we have to construct the maybe we have to connect the resistance arm should be difficult. Okay, the galvanometer should be connected across the resistive lead is difficult, but here there is no arrangement. Okay, in the Kelvin double bridge there is no arrangement. Okay, there is no movement between the galvanometer. Okay, either M point or N point. So there is nothing we have to change that. So we are not consider the value of resistance. The exact resistance value of R should be find out by using the formula P by Q into S. Okay, so this equation is used to working the equation for Kelvin's bridge, because both equations are same. Okay, just you have to see the equation of Kelvin bridge also same. Okay, there is unknown resistance value R equal to P by S into Q, but here we have to consider the value of S so some difficulty. So you have to consider the value of S means you have to place the galvanometer N means the S resistance will be low. Just you have to place the galvanometer D means the resistance R2 will be added. So you have to place the galvanometer position M means the resistance R1 plus R2 added, it is the total resistance R will be added into the value of S standard resistance. So based on that S will be varied, so the unknown resistance value R will be also changed. So that problem will be eliminated in that Kelvin double bridge, because here also we can only consider the value of S. We are not considering the resistive leads. We are not considering that. So exact value of S and exact value of P and Q should be substituted here, and we can find out the exact resistance. Okay. So this is a function of a Kelvin double bridge, and we have to find out the unknown resistance of the unknown resistance of the value using Kelvin double bridge.